The suburbs. A stinky concrete jungle with plenty of loiterers at every corner.
What? Stereotype much?
Here in the suburbs, we visit one of the biggest video game geeks on the internet, Thomas the Retro Nerd. Yes, of course he lives in a basement, you city goose.
Well, guys, you know what's the best way to celebrate on Saturday?
What?
Just relaxing with friends, watching some good nostalgic cartoons, right?
Yeah.
Assert yourself to the front.
I'll do better than that.
Oh god, I remember that now. Oh man.
I think I just threw up in my mouth.
Need hatred.
One cartoon marathon later.
Well, guys, it was a fun day.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Peace out, yo.
Deuces.
Yeah. Wait, are you going to reveal a game based on SpongeBob?
That's what I'm planning on doing.
If you need help with multiplayer footage, give me a call, okay?
Ha! You Londoners, I be Thomas the Retro Nerd, reviewing the games, good or bad. So after a while of playing some bad games, I decided to take a break from all of that and just review a video game from my childhood. Now, I know the specific game that I'm looking at is something I already did 10 years ago, but let's face it, I was an idiot. Trust me.
Now, I was a huge SpongeBob fan growing up. I was there right from the beginning. I was 4 years old when the show first aired in 1999, and I loved it. Rewatching the first 3 seasons brings a round of nostalgia back to me. The late Steven Hillenburg, a Nickelodeon veteran on Rocko's Modern Life, created this show because of his history teaching marine ocean biology at the Orange County Marine Institute. He originally intended to end this series after the first movie, but Nickelodeon refuses to let that happen because they all turn into Mr. Krabs. Even after his passing in late 2018, I'm just surprised that the show is still going on to this day. I may not keep up with the series myself, but that's because I know my limits on some things. SpongeBob became so popular that you would not stop and see a piece of merchandise based on the little guy, and I remember owning some of them back then, including a few of their Lego sets. When it comes to video games, I am no stranger to them. I played a lot of SpongeBob games during the GameCube era, and it held a lot of nostalgia for me, for better or for worse. However, my journey started on the Game Boy Color with Legend of the Lost Spatula from my early days of handheld games. This is the same copy I had since childhood. I held so many memories from playing it.
For those who watched me over 10 years ago, already know I reviewed this game. But let's face it, I was a complete idiot back then, and I didn't even know anything about critiquing games at the time.
The quality is mixed, my line delivery was horrible, and I was wearing a long sleeve shirt in the middle of summer! What was I thinking? That, in my opinion, has changed over the decade.
I was a fat. There's no need to sugarcoat it, folks, and you don't even need to. I was a morbidly obese, fatty, fat motherfucker. And I was like that for like 2/3 of my life.
For the love of all that is holy, do not, I repeat, do not censor me with that dolphin noise.
Censor him.
No, I'm serious, yo.
I'm just glad that 5 years ago I finally made it through my cardio workout, doing a lot of walking and get some fresh air. I finally got the body figure that I wanted throughout my entire life, and I've never been so proud of myself. So, I'm just glad I'm living a healthier lifespan.
THQ got the rights for a bunch of Nickelodeon IPs at the time, and they published a lot of games on not only SpongeBob, but also Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron. With that saying, let's get started. This is my re-review of Legend of the Lost Spatula for the Game Boy Color.
Oh, I gotta get a new battery cover for this.
You might be thinking I should re-upload the original decade-old video and add a cheap filter over it. But I want to show I'm a good content creator. Face!
This game was developed by Vicarious Visions, being my introduction to the company. I'm more familiar with them being involved with a certain character named Cash Banuka. Sony, you suck! I really want to take a look at that series one day, but I gotta focus on the task at hand. We get to the title screen where we hear an 8-bit rendition of the show's theme. Sounds good for what they did. After pressing start, we learn that this game has a continue option. I'll get to that later, but now, let's get on with the plot. It starts with SpongeBob biking around Bikini Bottom until he discovers a weird fry cook statue in the desert. He goes to Mr. Krabs for some answers and says that the statue is a gateway to the Flying Dutchman's underworld with a master fry cook wielding a golden spatula.
Shing, sparkle, sparkle.
Mr. Krabs says that if SpongeBob finds the spatula, he will be the master fry cook. The ultimate goal of this game is to find 4 knobs to open the statue, enter the underworld, and find the spatula. The plot sounds like a classic episode of the series. Not bad, I must say. Control-wise, this is the first time I ever experienced this crap. You know, where A is jump and B uses weapons? This was my first game where it was the other way around. That made me raise an eyebrow back then. I mean, it's not a total loss, since SpongeBob controls okay in this game. You can also interact with the citizens of Bikini Bottom by pressing up on the D-pad. As you start, the first weapon you have is a bubble wand. It may look stupid, but it works on shooting big enemies like Bubble Bass. Don't give him any pickles. It also works on Muscle Men and Goo Lagoon. You also start with a jellyfishing net, perfect to catch those annoying scallops that get in your way. The locations around Bikini Bottom are well designed in this game, and I recognize everything right away. Pro tip, when you're in Outer Town, head over to Mrs. Puff's boating school and retrieve the hall monitor badge. Pester her until you get it. In the beginning, when you get hit once, you're left in your underwear. Get hit one more time and you will see SpongeBob nudie pants. The hall monitor badge acts as an extra hit, which is nice. Plus, this game has infinite lives. You don't get a game over at this one. Perfect! Throughout your adventure, there are lots of treasure chests scattered. Some of them contain new pairs of pants for SpongeBob in case he takes a hit, ammo refills for your sub-weapons, and other occasions, just nothing. April Fools? Really? It's August! Heading back to Goo Lagoon, that's where you first start your adventure. You have to navigate and platform your way to a giant anchor to get to the cave area under the lagoon. Here you'll find a giant chest that contains the map of Bikini Bottom. That's where the adventure marches forward. As you explore Goo Lagoon, you'll come across other weapons that can help you out throughout the game. There's a net launcher that was first seen in Sandy's rocket, and a spatula to fling Krabby Patties at enemies to stun them. Exploring the undercaves, you'll find spring shoes that can help you reach higher ledges, which is neat. I recently discovered this myself and I was surprised for not knowing about it. As you make it back to SpongeBob's block, we see Patrick in a barrel since he lost his shorts at the carnival previously seen in Hooky. Plus, we see Squidward asking for some fresh jellyfish jelly from the fields. Seeing Mr. Krabs, we have to deliver a pizza at Kelpazoic Jungle?
Never heard of it.
Lastly, while visiting Sandy's place, she says that she lost her cowgirl hat in the same desert where SpongeBob saw the statue. All these areas are a test of your platforming skills, and God, I forgot how simply this game controls. Just one fatal mistake when going up, you're dropping far down. Thankfully, if you die, you can respawn by a checkpoint somewhere in these levels. Design-wise, these levels are okay, if I had to be honest. Even if they are huge for navigating, it took me a while to realize my mistakes. There are only a few bosses in this game, and they have easy patterns to follow. Here's an example. After getting through the Kelpazoic Jungle, we got this musclefish to fight. When he heads up to the roof, you have to knock him down with bubbles. Really? Bubbles? I guess muscle men hate bubbles because it's too sissy. Anyway, once he's down, that's when you blast him with the net. After navigating through jellyfish fields, the boss battle is a giant jellyfish. Is that the same one that zapped Squidward? Well, all you have to do is blow enough bubbles to trap it. Be sure to avoid the stingers. Then there is this rootin' tootin' cowfish that has Sandy's western hat. To beat him, you have to launch Krabby Patties at him until he falls over. God, I don't remember him being this hard. I just can't get the pattern down of dodging his projectiles, which are condiment bottles. The carnival? Once beating all the bosses, you will get upgrades of your weapons like reliable, the Moon Man launcher, and I put Moon Man in quotations. And let's not forget the hydrodynamic spatula. You also get a pair of glasses to see through chests, but I never use it. Now that SpongeBob got all 4 oven knobs, it's time to enter the underworld. Yet, that's not how it starts.
The final level takes place at rock bottom.
As you can see, there are references to the episode like SpongeBob's balloon acting like a platform, the candy machine at the beginning, and that one-eyed mutant fish. Give back SpongeBob his kelp nougat crunch. Have a Krabby Patty instead. So, by navigating through, we get to the underworld part of the area with plenty of ghosts in every corner. I guess ghosts can eat Krabby Patties as well. I remember how difficult this is. So many tiny movie platforms and one false move and you're plummeting back down.
Fish! Paste!
Well, with enough trial and error, I finally made it to the surface to find the sunken ship. The final boss is definitely the Flying Dutchman, and he doesn't even stand a chance. I kept tossing Krabby Patties at him until he was defeated. I didn't even give him a chance to attack! So, once I beat him, I got the golden spatula, and SpongeBob quickly became the master fry cook. Also, yes, Mr. Krab got his money! Graphic-wise, for 8-bit, SpongeBob and his friends look great in this game. By the way, bypassing the chum bucket, that little speck is supposed to be Plankton. I never noticed him. Much like the other fish in Bikini Bottom.
I went to college!
The levels also have some well-detailed designs, and like I said, I recognize the locations. Even the in-game cutscenes are well-detailed, capturing the art style from the show. All except for Sandy. What the hell did they do to her?
As for the music, God! This is the best 8-bit soundtrack!
No joke, this is one of my favorite soundtracks for a portable game. Here, listen. Definitely some earworms in this game. One last thing to mention is that this game is not meant to be beaten in one sitting. This is where the continue option comes into play. Take a closer look at the cartridge. A little closer. There is no battery installed. Yeah, this game uses a password system and... Barnacles! This password is a tad long. Why do they have to do this? Anyway, I consider the password system completely unnecessary since this game can be beaten in under an hour. Overall, I previously said that this game didn't age well. You can ignore that when I say that this game is alright. I bet hardcore fans of the series can get some entertainment out of it.
As for the other SpongeBob games, I would love to take a look at the home console games for nostalgia purposes. Though I never played Super Sponge growing up. And just saying that, I might have to play it soon. Until then, I am Thomas the Retro Nerd. Thank you all for watching. See you guys in the next review.
Now do you understand? You see, here in the suburbs, happiness can be found even if you live in a basement.